Hello everyone. Welcome back to PB Talks for a very special video. This is talking about Major League Cricket that is about to begin in the United States of America on Thursday, opening with the sellout Texas Super Kings taking on the LA Knight Riders. The new format with this Major League Cricket, which is about to be starting, and it's another form of a T20 franchise that is now gripped across the globe. We recently saw the SA T20, we saw the IL T20 that happened over in the UAE, and now this, which has started this year and next year, and this will only grow in the future years. And I've got with me someone who watches USA cricket with so much of interest, and he has an eye for which are the good players, how this league can transform as a preparation for next year's T20 World Cup that will be held in the USA and the West Indies. So, Raj Siva bro, how are you first of all, and excited for the MLC?
Oh, very much, right? I mean, as I think we're wearing the same T-shirt,
Yes.
Even though I think the yellow wave is, I thought the yellow wave was not in US all this time, and I'm so happy for this to happen, right? Because I think it's sweeping all across the globe. IPL as a franchisee, they are really, taking up a lot of these T20 leagues across the world, and I'm so happy. The only thing is the yellow was to Texas, not to New Jersey. I wish it was New York, New Jersey. Now I have to come to your place to watch all the yellow matches.
Yeah, but hopefully in a few coming years there will be matches there as well, because the home and away formats should be in place pretty soon. And the teams, of course, the IPL owners itself, they have bought stakes in many of these franchises, as they have done in the SAT20 as well as in the ILT20 as well. So the six teams we are talking about here are the Texas Super Kings, MI New York, Washington Freedom, Seattle Orcas, LA Knight Riders, and did I miss one team? I think I did miss one team.
Yeah, SFO.
San Francisco Unicorns. San Francisco Unicorns, my bad. And Chennai Super Kings owners will be owning the Texas Super Kings Mumbai franchise with the MI New York, the Knight Riders with the LA Knight Riders, and of course Delhi with Satya Nadella will be owning the Seattle Orcas. So all in readiness for it to begin on Thursday. It's super hot here in Texas. Daily it's roughly 35 degrees constantly. I don't know how the players are going to handle the heat wave. It's going to be a test for them. But how do you see the teams being out? Because we have got a lot of foreign recruits in, as well as a lot of local players. Some players that have been in the United States set up for a long time. Actually, you know what? Before going into that, let us just touch upon the United States, the performance in the recent World Cup qualifiers. Unfortunately, we did not win a single game, but there were some games where we went close, but just couldn't make it over the line. We saw the likes of Gajanan Singh scoring a century. That was a beautiful moment to see. But what did you make of the overall of our performance in the qualifiers, despite not winning a single game?
Yeah, I think we're getting there. See, the biggest issue I see here is adapting to conditions, right? I mean, in US we have a lot of grounds. Luckily, there are more grounds with turf pitches now. I know a lot of these players. Monang Patel plays for our team. A lot of these players. Most of the times they play with matted wickets or astroturfs, unfortunately. And I hope with all these MLC money coming in, I hope this will change and future will be bright for our guys, because I think it's a big difference. Talk in India, every ground is a turf ground. Even like a TNCA league happening there is a turf ground. But here it's not the case, and that could differ a lot. I mean, with how these guys are preparing. Yeah, I wish they won a couple of matches, close ones, but unfortunately they were overpowered by other teams. Especially the last few ones were brutal. With Zimbabwe, thrashing us. Yeah, but one thing I've seen is I really don't see a big pool of players within US. I mean, every time I log in or watch a US match, it's the same players. I mean, obviously Aaron Johns, Steven Taylor, Monang Patel, Nisar Patel, for example, is never dropped. I mean, even if he doesn't perform, I don't know if there is a problem with having a good replacement for him, or just that he's not getting dropped because of a lot of politics or anything of that sort. We saw Kyle Phillip coming in. He was deemed bad action, right? And then he couldn't bowl half of the series because they said he had a suspected action. JC Singh is coming up. The best part about this is I think we have to let the next generation take over US cricket. I mean, guys from 20 to 25, I want them to be more in the team. Sai Teja Mokamala is a great example, right? He's a fantastic youth player, and I want him to play all matches. He scored a brilliant 100. But apart from him, not many youngsters around the team. You see the ages, it's all 35, 36, 37s mostly. And I hope they're hopefully carrying the team now, but I hope in a couple of years the youth will take over. And I see a lot of potential with youth here. I mean, it's really gripping very well. The only difference is they play a lot of T50s, and I haven't seen US play a lot of T20s recently. So MLC, I think they play a lot of local tournaments like Houston Open, Atlanta Open, and other things which are T20 based. But MLC and IPL should bring in a lot of T20 games here, and I hope guys are now tuned to T20. They just change their hat and wear the T20 hat now.
And speaking of T20 in US, you obviously have to link in the minor league cricket as well. That started in 2021. You have so many teams, one side from the Eastern Conference, Western Conference. You have so many players there. And even here in Dallas, I kind of umpire quite frequently. And I see from under 11s, under 13s, they regularly play 30 overs, 40 overs. They are tuned to play. And I see a lot of talent brewing over here. They are fantastic commitment. Their spirit is just amazing. And as you said, the youth is definitely coming up, and I can definitely surely see many of these guys making it to the big stage, because one thing's for certain, they don't take cricket for granted. They give in their 100%, and they just they're giving the 100%. That's it, and you can't ask for more than that. Results sometimes can go here or there, but 100% commitment is surely definitely an ask. And as I mentioned before, the minor league cricket as well, and Raj, his son plays in the minor league cricket. His plays for a team in the Eastern Conference. So he sees that. He's been there. He's been around teams. He's been to many places. And I will definitely cover a lot of US cricket with him for sure. We have to catch up on a lot. I have to catch up on a lot. There is so much to talk about when it comes to talking about talent in the US.
But yeah, I think I've looked at cricket in US for the past 10 years, right? And 10 years back, to be very frank, when I walk through streets, I find people playing tennis ball somewhere, and I was so interested in putting myself in cricket. And when I go and ask them, they didn't have a regular league, but it has blasted in the last 5 years, right? And especially the last 2 years. Last 2 years, the amount of cricket that every kid has is 10 times what it was before that, right? Lot of guys investing. Probably they knew 2 years back that something like this was going to happen. So I really like the minor league format. You pointed out really well. Minor league is a great format to identify the local talents, right? It's almost like a TNPL for an IPL, right? So if you have a TMPL tournament and you found out Sai Sudarshan, you found out Vijay Shankar, so many great talents. Minor league is similar to that, and the best part of minor league is every team has to play a couple of youngsters, and that's where the value add comes, and a lot of kids are learning from that, right? And a lot of talents. At least I didn't know so many talents in US till I saw the minor league. Somebody like Fani Simadri, from Seattle. Last year he was the top wicket taker, and he got picked for a great team in major league, right? So let's talk about the format of major league as we go, but minor league is definitely a great thing to go, and we'll probably have a separate video on that because minor league is actually starting in 24 days. I wish minor league happened before MLC so that they could have spotted more talents, because I think all the teams that they've picked is from last year's pool or last year's performances. So this year it's minor league is happening after major league, which doesn't make sense, but at least for next year you would see a lot of new players coming in from minor league. Yeah.
Definitely, that emergence of youngsters is what makes a team. Yes, you have your experience, but you have to leave something for your next set of players, and they will definitely take over. We're seeing all over the world that youngsters. I mean, back like 10 years ago, 23 years was very young. Now 23 years is very old. It's very late.
Yep.
You cannot start playing at 23. You have to be in. You have to have played at least 20, 25 internationals by the age of 23. That's the new young now is 16, probably 15 or 16. The 15, 16 is actually when players actually start playing for their nation. That's how not just nation, club teams or get proper recognition is by the age of 15, 16. That's how swiftly things can change. Who knows? Maybe in a few years, 16 will be too late.
Unless your name is Varun Chakravarti, who hasn't played any match and then he plays for India. That's good. Yeah. All right. Yeah.
Yeah, but still, it's like they start very early. Like as I said earlier, under 11, under 13, they are starting very young and they're going through the gears and they're just practicing week in, week out, playing matches week in, week out, 30 overs, 40 overs, drilling them.
Yep.
And that's how you make them ready for the bigger stages. And that's brilliant to see in United States cricket. And hopefully we can definitely see bigger and better players. And of course, stadiums as well, because as of now,
That's the main thing.
Yeah, as of now, we have like one proper stadium, which is the one in Florida, which is the Broward County Stadium in Lauderdale Hill. There was one stadium that came up, which is in Texas, which is about 4 hours from where I live, close to Houston. Now there is the Grand Prairie one, which will be the home for the Major League Cricket. There is they are constructing around. There's one in Morrisville.
Morrisville. Yeah.
There is one in. They're constructing one in New York. They're constructing in California, etc. etc. So in 2-3 years, we will definitely see a boom of many stadiums in US hosting great games, etc. And hopefully, many teams can also visit other stadiums in USA, not just the Florida Stadium, which will be a sight to behold. Back to MLC.
And it's actually very good to see. It's actually very good to see our franchises, the big ones, right? CSK is the biggest. I mean, MI is big. Calcutta Knight Riders is big. Delhi is huge. I wish Bangalore or somebody else also too. But I'm just hoping, at some point, this could be almost like a championship league. Maybe a couple of PSL owners buy a couple of Pakistani teams or PSL based teams, and maybe a couple of owners from CPL buys Caribbean Premier teams here. So it's almost going to be like a mini nation, and that's the best thing about US, right? So we are sitting like so many miles away. You're in Texas, I'm in New York, New Jersey, but we're supporting for the same team, right? And the culture here is so good. You'd see a lot of obviously Indians, Pakistanis, West Indians, Australians, now New Zealanders are coming in. So yeah, that's the best thing about playing here, in US, and varied culture. Actually, this is diversified culture. I know we say India is diversified culture, but this is the best, example of diversified culture. And every team has a very good mix of players from different countries, and I just love this format. I mean, really good,
And yes, definitely diversifying culture. You have to mix from everyone. And as he said, there is a huge Pakistan population, cricketers population in the US as well. We should not forget that. As much as they're Indians, there are huge amount of Pakistan population as well. So maybe if PSL teams could buy MLC franchises, who knows? That could be even big as well. So it's going to be huge. We can be assured of that. And there will be healthy competition between IPL, PM, and MLC, SAT20, etc., etc. So 6 teams, and 6 teams will be playing round robin format. 5 games each team will play. Games will be happening at the Grand Prairie Stadium in Texas and in Morrisville. Each team will play 5 games. The top 4 teams out of the 6 will go off to the playoffs. And then the usual IPL style qualifiers. First versus 2 plays the qualified. 1 winner goes straight to final. 3 versus 4 plays the eliminator. And then the qualified 2 with the winner of the eliminator and the loser of qualified 1. And of course, the final to be played on the 30th of July at Grand Prairie in Texas, which is going to be massive. And already the first game has been sold out, which is an indication that it doesn't need to say anything else. I mean, I know for a fact that cricket here in Texas is huge. I can, out of my knowledge alone, just normal matted wickets alone, grounds. If we talk about grounds, we have about 30-35 here. It's just amazing. And University of Texas in Dallas, which is like very close from here, that they have actually a proper cricket ground. Their grass is so well maintained that they change their mats every year. and students, everyone can go there and play. It's just amazing how the maintenance is there, because you see, okay, you can keep grounds, but they don't maintain it. The grass will be randomly up, randomly 5 inches up. The mat will not be maintained properly, but here they take it up consciously to maintain, and you get good value for your shots. That's the beauty of games here. You get great value for your shots, and that's so cricket is massive here and fast filling for other games as well. And so let's talk about the teams, and let's talk about the big players that we have got in. Starting with our team, starting with Texas Super Kings, captain being Faf du Plessis.
We'll do the Rajinikanth always comes at the end, Let's do Texas in the last. What do you say? Like, let's go from, say, Washington. Should we start with Washington?
Okay, never mind. We'll start with Washington.
Sorry, yeah. Texas is our team, So
yeah, definitely. We'll start with Washington Orcas, and they do have
Washington Freedom. Yeah.
Yes, they have assembled a very good squad as well. They have got Josh Philippe, they have Glenn Phillips, they have Moses Henriques, Marco Janssen. Vanindu Hasarango unfortunately withdrew, but they still have Adam Milner, Norkia, and and you can talk about the local players as well. So, what do you make of the Washington team, and who do you think are the players to watch out for from there?
So Washington, it was an interesting team, right? When the auction was happening a couple of months back, I think they came up with a couple of big names, and we all thought, oh my God, are they going to play here, right? So interestingly, most of their foreign players or international players are good bowlers. They have picked strong bowlers and a couple of keepers. Obviously, Glenn Phillips comes in, a really good batsman. But I was surprised that they picked a lot of bowlers, and Hasaranga was the only spinner that they picked out of the international, and he dropped out. So it'll be quite interesting to see because I think again when I looked up teams, and I actually did my 11s for all the teams, and
Yes.
I wanted to see really quality good spinners, and I don't know how Texas wicket is going to help spinners or pacers. We have to see after the first match. And I don't know. Did you see it? I mean, there are multiple wickets, or it's just one wicket, and they're going to reuse the same wicket every match. So we will have to see all those things. But Washington's Freedom is a very, I would say, balanced team. I would obviously their top four are really good. Saad Ali is one player to watch, local guy. He's played Pakistan cricket before, and he's done really good with minor league. Obus Pioneer is yet another all-rounder that I love. I mean, whenever he plays Atlanta Fire, Atlanta Open, or Houston Open, he just rips apart the bowlers, right? But this is a different level of cricket that he's going to play. So I would really hope him and somebody like Akhilesh Bodugam to come good. It's a good off spinner. That's where I think, since this team is missing an international off spinner, I think the locals have to step up now. Somebody like a Dan Pate, if he plays, or Akhilesh Bodugam. That's where I think they will. I would say that's the negative of this team, that they don't have a very good quality spinner like Rashid Khan, who also dropped out. But we need some really good spinners. Obviously, Natravelkar is here. He's one of the best left armies in US, and he bowls really good lengths and line with Norkia and Janssen, right? So they have a strong pace attack, but I'm just curious to see how they will come up with their spinners,
And that was the Washington Freedom. Bowling heavy, and on the batting side and spinning side, not that great. Kind of like what the Sunrisers Hyderabad are.
Correct.
Bowling heavy, and then towards the batting, and not so great, but promising players who can definitely make a mark. And next up, we go to the San Francisco Unicorns. Now, San Francisco Unicorns as well. Aaron Finch, their captain. Ben Allen, Smith Patel, Matthew Wade, Corey Anderson, who is now an American. He's actually residing in Dallas, Texas. He settled here. And Stoinis, Shadab Khan, Harris Rauf, Liam Plunkett as well, another England player who converted into has been a US passport. So who do you look there? How do you look at the squad? And again, things to look out for.
Yeah, this is a great squad. I mean, till 2 days back, I didn't feel that SO4 Unicorns had the power. But last week they announced Harris Rauf and Shadab Khan, and that boom, that the stock value increased like crazy after that, because this is the bowler that I was talking about, like somebody like Shadab Khan who can turn matches around, and he can also bat. He's a very good batsman. We've seen a lot of good knocks against India when he played. And Harris Rauf, again, I know is one of the best, Pakistani bowlers that really, he charges up and bowls really quick
raw
pace.
It's just raw pace.
Yeah. Couple of guys, like obviously Aaron Finch comes back. I hope, he's still practicing. It's been a while since he played. He missed out IPLs, he missed out T20 leagues in Australia. So I don't know if he's still playing BBL, but I'm sure, he wants to come back and prove something here. But my favorite player of this team is Smith Patel. Smith Patel is my player, and he's back after an injury last year, and I wish him very, very good luck. He didn't play cricket most of the last year. He was about to play for minor league for Orcas, Manhattan Orcas, but then so Smith Patel, good luck, and he's a great keeper, beautiful batsman to watch for. I think again, once you guys watch local cricket, I think that's best. The varieties that you can see. Corey Anderson is domestic. Yeah, that's one big question I had. 2 years in US and you become a domestic cricketer. So what leaves for the guys here, like you and me, who kind of played cricket here for 20 years? We
and
obviously the name. Yeah, obviously the names of Corey Anderson will crash us, right? So that's one thing that I hope MLC looks at in future, says at least 5 years or 8 years of US or cricket. That'll be good, because a lot of guys, moved. Like another guy is Amila Aponso, right? He's a Sri Lankan and he still plays for Sri Lanka. I don't know how they can name him domestic. He should still be an international. I don't know if playing minor league makes you a domestic player, and that's a very sketchy topic that I don't want to go into. But glad to see Amilo Aponso there. He's a great spinner, and one local. Again, another local that I would look for is somebody like Tajinder Singh or Sanjay Krishnamurthy. He's one of the youngsters here. I hope they give more chances for youngsters like Sanjay or Sai Teja. I know there are big names, but at the end of the day, youngsters should learn, and I hope they take Sanjay Krishnamurthy instead of somebody like even a Corey Anderson or somebody like Tajinder Singh, and who can play in the team. But it's a very, very well balanced team. Stoinis is there. Middle order looks tremendous with Corey Anderson, Stoinis, Smith Patel, and Plunkett, and Shadab Khan. So very, very well balanced team. I would put all my money on SO4 Unicorns.
So there we have it. San Francisco Unicorns, one of the stronger teams to compete for the title. And we move on to Seattle, another team starting with S, the Seattle Orcas. And now you even their team, look at the top order. You look at Quinton de Kock, you look at Klaassen, you look at Shimron Hetmyer. And then if you go down the order, you have someone like Imad Wasim, Pretorius, Tasun Shanaka, Andrew Tai, Hayden Walsh Jr. They also have Shan Jayasuriya, who is also from Sri Lanka, and now he's playing for the United States. So what do you make of this Seattle Orcas?
Oh, deadly. I think the best part about Seattle Orcas is that local players are really, really strong. They have a very good, like you said, Jayasuriya is playing for the US now, and Aaron Johns is a top-class player who can also bowl off spinners once in a while. There are a lot of local talents. Seattle Thunderbolts won last year's minor league, and it was predominantly because of 2 or 3 guys like Harmeet Singh, Shubham Ranjane, and Fani Shimadri, and all 3 are part of this team. And those 3 players are like, Harmeet Singh played for IPL before, so yes, he has that IPL experience. Shubham Ranjane also played a little bit of IPL before. Fani Shimadri is a local guy. He took around 45 wickets last minor league, and he was the top wicket taker in minor league last year, right? Again, Imad Wasim coming in was a great addition for Orcas. I think they just announced Mitch Marsh couldn't join because of the Ashes series, and Imad Wasim is a great addition, including Shimron Hetmyer. I really hope somebody like Norman Anwar or Aaron Johns and Shane Jayasuriya stand up and say, okay, we can take you guys, of the pace of quality of Rabada or or Nokia, bowling to them, and it'll be a great experience. Seattle Orcas uh, have a great team, no doubt about it. It all depends, I think, on how the top clicks. QDK has to click. If QDK keeps and he clicks, and there are good players in the middle, like Klassen. You saw how Klassen played in IPL. I mean, was really a class player in IPL. So uh, good horsepower. I mean, I think I would look out for a few guys. Nisar Patel is playing for Seattle Orcas, and I hope he gets a chance and proves me wrong. That he's a great all rounder by himself. Andrew Tai, Wayne Parnell, Shimhadri, and Hermeet and Ranjane are five bowlers. If you see my team, and Imad Wasim is really good. So I always like teams having more than five bowlers. I mean, more all rounders. There's no impact player here, so you need to have a quality all rounders. If not, you're going to struggle. I've seen with bigger teams as we go. There are only five great bowlers, and can you sustain with five bowlers? Not having six bowlers is the question, and every team has to take that chance of getting in all rounders. Who can really play well for the team.
Now, you always have to have more than five options because, God forbid, one bowler gets taken for runs. You need to have another option who comes in and can do a job for you. You can't just rely on five bowlers every single time. And that is what is good with the Seattle Orcas side, as you mentioned. They have many options who they can look forward to. Even if one bowler, say, has an off day, they can always look to another option. And there is no impact player rule, which I'll come to later. So that was the Seattle Orcas squad. Now, let's go on to the Knights, the Los Angeles, the Knight Riders. And there you see Unmukh Chand. Seems familiar? Yeah, he is very familiar. Under 19 World Cup winning captain back in 2012. Things couldn't work out there in Indian colors. So man shifted to USA. Man went to the Silicon Valley Strikers in minor league and was absolutely killing it. Now he is a part of the Los Angeles Knight Riders. And even them, they have solid openers in Martin Guptill, Jason Roy. They've got the Jaskaran Malhotra as well. Gajanand Singh, the latest centurion. They've got their the West Indian counterparts in Sunil Narayan and Andre Russell. And then even the bowlers, they have Ferguson, Adam Zampa, and Ali Khan, etc. So how do you see this thing shaping up?
Spinners. I mean, I think Sunil Narayan is going to lead the team, right? So that's one thing they could have done better. I mean, to be frank, I mean, I don't know how much of experience Sunil Narayan has as a captain, especially in the bigger circuits. I don't think he even captain West Indies. So good luck to LA Knight Riders. I really thought somebody like Andre Russell or Jason Roy or Martin Guptill would lead them. But they have, I mean, I think again the spinners, they have two quality spinners, one in Sunil Narayan and an Adam Zampa, and I hope they play both in all matches. Because apart from that, they just have pace attacks and medium pace attacks, right? You have Shadley, Van Scott, and Cornet Dry, who are very good localites. They really have very good bouncers or short pitch deliveries. So all these players, like I said, they have to get somehow accustomed to a wicket like Grand Prairie, right? If you bowl short and if it doesn't go up, you know what's going to happen. You're going to leak a lot of runs, right? So I'm seriously looking for somebody like Shadley or Cornet, right? I know the American speedster Ali Khan is in this team. He has a weird way of celebration. I don't know if you have seen it, but Ali Khan. I haven't seen him play T20 too much. I know he has good pace, but I have seen him leak runs in T50 format. So I hope he comes good if he's given a chance. Riley Russo is another guy. I hope he gets a chance in the team because 6 internationals is what you can play, and I'm sure Martin Guptill, Jason Roy, Andrew Russell, somebody like Sunil Narayan, Zampa, and Ferguson are going to play. So if Russo has to play, then you have to drop a bowler. So again, it depends on how they're going to formulate the team, and I surely see more than 6 bowlers in the team. Saif Badr is another localite who's very good bowler, and he can really hit the ball hard. So I hope Saif also plays well.
That was the LA Knight Riders. Good foreigners and even competent bowling lineup, you would say. Of course, the likes of Shadley Van Schalkwijk, who played in butcher his name, and then Connie Dry, who were about to see. And
So
then we
Shaq played for South Africa under 19, so
yes.
he's a great talent. I mean, he's not played for US yet, but hopefully he plays well this time.
Yep, and now the second last team, the penultimate team, we go to where star is MI New York, who he hoped that would have not been that, but it is what it is. MI New York, Mumbai Indians, we all know they always have the habit of bringing in all these big names. They have Tim David, they have Pollard, they have Nicholas Puran, Kieran Pollard, Deval Brevis, Rashid Khan, Visa, Barendorf, Bolt, Kagiso Rabada. How are they going to fit all of them into this 11?
Rashid made it easy by not coming for the first few matches.
Oh,
so
yeah.
at least he's out, for the first few matches. And I think that was actually a big drawback. I was actually surprised when I was drafting Mumbai Indians team. Like you said, I mean, there are so many superstars. And how would they fit in everyone was the question. And when I tried to fit in, I was losing a good bowler or losing a good batsman or a good all-rounder. And if Rashid is not in the team, to be very frank, I think their bowling looks a little weak to me, just because of the local experience that brings into the flavor. Because, like again, I said, a lot of pacers, international pacers are here. I wish they purchase more spinners also, coming in. Rashid is a quality bowler and he's not going to be there till 16. So probably the first 2-3 matches he's going to miss. And that's almost half of the tournament. So I hope the other bowlers step up because Rashid not in will bring in somebody like Kenjige, who's the only spinner, and Sarbjit Ladda. Ladda is our Washington guy. I mean, he's a very, very good bowler in domestic leagues. He picks up 5 wickets every match in domestic leagues and minor tournaments. But I don't know how he's going to step up here. He's played for IPL also for Punjab Super Kings, Sarbjit Singh Ladda. So I assume that they would pick Ladda and Kenjige, and they are the two top spinners for them. Unfortunately, I mean, is that enough? Is the question for such a big team like Mumbai? I know Mumbai always comes up with some surprise. They all of a sudden pick somebody like Murugan Ashwin in IPL, and you don't know what the think tank is, right? So they hope they come good, Ladda and Kenjige, but the batting, I think they can chase 200, 220, any target. That's what the batting is here, right?
Like how the men's IPL did. If you put 200, 220, they'll easily chase.
Correct. So if they win the toss, bowl, and the opponent scores 220, you have Shahan Jahangir, who might open with Steven Tyler. You have Manant Patel, Deval Brevis, Nicholas Puran. You have Tim David, Kieran Pollard in the middle order. I think the best middle order, to be frank. I mean, you can't, you don't want to get them out because once you get somebody out, the next batsman is more dangerous than that, right? So it is a very, very tough middle order to bowl. But I hope they bowl well because I see that bowling is not really, 100% to me till Rashid Khan steps in. Hopefully Rashid Khan comes in and fills that void. If not, the likes of Trent Boult, Rabada, and the localites have to take it forward. And there's the problem of fifth bowler there, unless they drop one of these big guys like Pollard and take somebody like Barendorf in the team who can add up that fifth bowler option. If not, Pollard has to bowl, and I don't know how much of bowling Pollard has done recently. And Steven Tyler also has to bowl. So I think looking at the team, they have hard choices to make. Maybe they have to drop somebody like Deval Brevis and bring somebody like David Weissay or Barendorf in the team, so that they can step up their bowling, But great team. I really don't think their bowling is up to mark, at least, from the spin department,
Kind of like the Mumbai Indians men's team as well in the last IPL. That batting was top class, but that bowling was left to be desired. So, but still, they are a very, very good team. And with Rabada and Bolt in the opening, you can obviously do damage. And when your top two bowlers do take 1 or 2 wickets in the power play, that's half the damage done. It's about damage control after that. And now
we also have Kyle Phillip, Jesse Singh, Ehsan Adil, and Hamad Azam in the team. They're all very, very good. Again, but they're all pacers. I've seen Jesse Singh bowl very well, but in T20 format, you never know. So yeah, good luck to Mumbai Indians, and we'll always be happy to have a match between MI and CSK. The battle still continues, even though it's in US. I don't care. I'm still going to go and go to my Mumbai Indian fans and watch the match with them. It'll be awesome. Yep.
And the final team is number Super Kings. Green screen effective flag is not being visible, but that's okay. We'll put it out later. But Texas Super Kings, the home team, which will get amazing support wherever we go. We're the Chennai boys making all the noise everywhere we go. And everywhere we go, and of course, everywhere Super Kings go, we managed to somehow pick Faf du Plessis. He's the captain in an T20 franchise as well as here. Faf du Plessis and Devon Conway, who we got in straight from the IPL as their openers. We've got in Lahiro Miranda, the wicketkeeper, David Miller. We have Sai Teta, as he rightly mentioned. We have DJ. Bravo. DJ. We've got him in our squad. We had Ambati Raido, who unfortunately had to go back due to personal reasons. But we still have enough in our tank. We have Jalal Kochi, who did well in the SA20 for us. We got Rusty Theron. We've got Santner, Daniel Sams as well, the other foreigners. So how do you see this team matchup? Because openers, I think we're set. There is no question. But after that, how do we stack up? How do you think?
ஒரு தடவை சொன்னா 100 தடவை சொன்ன மாதிரி. Oh my God. I was so happy when they brought in Faf du Plessis, to be frank. And I don't know who they're going to replace Raidu with. I'm sure there'll be somebody who might come in. Gerald Coetzee was in the playing 15 before, so everyone has a replacement player. So I don't know who they're going to come up with for Raidu. It's a great combination here, right? I think they also have a little bit of problems like Mumbai Indians, just because their batting is really good, solid. Faf du Plessis, Devon Conway, like you say, and we have Sami Aslam, Milanta, who's just scored a century for USA, and the likes of David Miller come in the middle order. And then you have the localites, Calvin Savage and Dwayne Bravo, Daniel Sams. The batting is really good. Bowling, still, I mean, could have been better from a picks perspective. I mean, they could have brought in somebody really good. Santner is the only hope that I have. Apart from Santner, there are no quality spinners. Obviously, international, there are no quality international spinners. So I put all my money on somebody like Zia Shahzad, who has done well with Pakistan under 19, and he's a leg spinner. Leg spinners always, I love them. The way variations that they bring in. Because apart from these two guys, I don't see any other spinners right in the team. Obviously, you need to have Bravo bowling at least 2 or 3 overs, because your sixth bowler is missing here, right? Unless again they drop Milanta and bring in somebody like Rusty Theron just to bowl those 4 overs, right? So it's going to be a great challenge here. How the team, and I'm waiting for the first 11 to be announced. I'm sure somebody like Cameron Stevenson and Calvin Savage will go into the 11. I'm sure. But apart from that, it all depends. There are not much of fighting with the international players here, because they have 7 players, and 8 was there before Raidu went back. But so they have 7 players, out of which 6 will play. So I think Gerald Coetzee might miss in the first few games. If the bowling needs more attention, then he would come in, and somebody like David Miller or Dwayne Bravo has to sit out at that point, or Daniel Sams maybe can sit out. But again, Daniel Sams is a bowler that I believe will bowl 4 overs for the team. So it's a surprising 11, but I just love the opening pair. I was waiting for somebody like Faf and Conway to open for any team, and here we are. I hope they play like 12 overs every match, score 120 for no loss, and give Chennai a good win, every match. And Sai Teja, if you're given a chance, please, dude, Nambale, New Jersey guy, he's really paved way into US cricket. Youngster, please give a chance to youngsters, for all these big matches. That's I think it's a very, very balanced team, but I would still have had a good spinner, international spinner or local spinner in the team.
That was the 6 teams. Can't wait to look forward to this. This big tournament starts on the Thursday, July 13, goes all the way up to the 30th. And our last topic, which we'll go into, and as I mentioned at the start, how this will serve as a starter for the preparation for next year's T20 World Cup, which is going to be held in the USA and West Indies, for which USA have been qualified as hosts. So after this, as you mentioned, there is the minor league as well, and I'm sure USA will be playing a lot of series. So how do you see this as? Do you see this as a start to the preparation, or how do you look this as?
This will be a great start of the preparation, not only for playing with the big stalwarts or good players in the arena, but like you rightly pointed out during the initial session, like the infrastructure, stadiums, you have good stadiums now where guys can play and practice a lot of these T20 games, and that's going to be a big change. I mean, I'm in a lot of forums where a lot of guys discuss a lot of things. They think MLC is more like a business, and people try to bring in their own broadcasters, but I don't care about anything, because this brings in infrastructure to USA, and that's the main thing. Without this, I mean, we need people pouring in money for infrastructure, and I hope, like you said, I mean, we get stadiums in New York, New Jersey, Boston, everywhere else, and if that happens, not next T20 World Cup, but at least in 3 or 4 years, I think we'll have a very, very good representation, like what happens with soccer. USA has really, gone a level up in soccer. So I don't see miracles happening next World Cup T20, because I think they'll go with the same team, if I'm not wrong. The same names that you have been seeing all through the year. I don't know if they will take risks of taking youngsters there. But I hope that mindset changes. We need somebody like Ajit Agarkar who just not dropped, but at least he was good enough to say, okay, Kohli take rest, Rohit take rest. Now let the youngsters play, right? So we need really good selectors who can do that and say, okay, guys, 35 plus, please, you have you have to pay way, to the youngsters, and also the minor league teams and everyone else, all the team owners have to start doing that. I know a lot of guys are migrating from other countries who are already 37, 38 plus, who have been great in the team. Guptill is a fantastic player now, but you don't want Guptill to really take the place of a youngster like Sai Teja, in upcoming of US cricket, and that's where probably the next version of MLC has 7 domestic and 4 internationals. We don't know, I think it's a very fair call to have 6 internationals this time, because you need that face and you need the marketing and you need the business to develop. But as it progresses, hopefully this changes. But good luck to US team for T20 World Cup, and I'm eagerly waiting for it. But I don't think much is going to happen over the next 1 year.
May not happen, but at least if this can act as a start for a future to come,
yep.
Who knows? This is going to be big. And that was the MLC talk, US cricket talk. And with that, we wrap up this one. And it was great talking to you, Raj, bro. Of course, he's been an avid cricket follower of not just Indian cricket, of United States, because he himself is actively involved with his son playing and him being around. You just notice many players and you come around many players and you kind of have the know-how of how things work around there. And I'm sure you will do great stuff with that. It's always great to meet you whenever I come to Edison. I always never miss the chance to meet you. And it's always been fun. And make sure you watch this video. Make sure you like this. Make sure to share this around to those who are new to this concept of MLC. Those who are new to USA cricket, you can definitely get a lot from here. Make sure to subscribe to Raj's Viewfinder also. His channel link is in the title. I will be sharing it all around as well. And make sure to stay safe and wash them hands. And I'll see you all in yet another video. This is me and Raj signing off. Nandri, Vanakkam.